Hello everyone, thank you for joining me for my review of the Marvel Purl. The Marvel Purl was first released in 2011 and its popularity was the reason that it is back now in limited fashion. They made a single batch to order. Now the amount was unlimited, so they committed to make however many got ordered, but it has not been reinstated back into regular production, so if you didn't get one during the window they established, it might be difficult now to get one. The Marvel Purl has one of the strongest symmetrical cores you're going to find. Hammer Scandal is the only one that comes to mind that's stronger. It also features the R2X Purl cover, which is slightly stronger than R2S. With that big core and extra traction, it originally offered a lot of hook for a Purl in 2011, but a lot of control at the same time. The variants of the R2 cover have been very successful for Storm. R2S has been featured on numerous releases, but when the Marvel Purl came along, it offered that Hyroad-esque reaction in a vehicle that was built to handle the heavier volumes of oil and thicker viscosities that were starting to emerge back then. It's really hard for me to pick out the key attributes of this ball. Usually when I make a video, I don't move around a whole bunch unless I feel like the ball can handle it. I try to use the ball in the way it was designed to be used. I don't think it's very fair to try to force reaction out of a ball on a condition or in a part of the lane it wasn't designed for and then criticize it when something like the Daredevil trick doesn't, turn sideways being thrown 30 to 5. I mean, it wasn't built for that. It wasn't intended for that. And to take a smooth control ball and say, well, it's not very good with angle, it just doesn't recover if you get deep. Well, it's not supposed to, and it's not the ball's fault that you're playing the lanes wrong. I said in my Hyroad Essentials video that some balls just do what they do and some balls are very good tools, and the Marvel Purl fits in the latter category. With a few physical adjustments, this ball does virtually anything I want it to. And with that big fast revving core, it stabilizes itself in the mid lane pretty quickly, and though the cover has more traction than R2S, it has a similar response to friction in terms of speed. It has a bit more traction in oil, but still has that smooth and slowish response to the friction. So what you get with the Marvel Purl is kind of a stronger Hyroad Purl, where the hook phase is extended and brought just a little bit closer to you. I feel like this offers a much wider area at the breakpoint to throw at. It lets you play with the shape well. You can get slower and send it wider if you're trying to create some angle, or you can play a tighter line and be firmer with it and kind of shim it in there. I've been asked a few times to show some misses in my videos rather than just a bunch of strikes, and while I feel like misses can be subjective, how the ball reacts on misses is my fault, not the ball's, and the condition also is going to dictate where you can miss and where you can't, but there are a few points to raise. With it rolling so strongly and being a symmetric core, when you get some carry down, you're going to leave the occasional flat 10. It's just going to happen. Symmetric cores are smoother at the break point, so sometimes it can be a little slow on the back end and carry down. Show me a ball you've never left a flat 10 with, and I'll hand your golf ball back to you because all bowling balls leave flat 10s, but I digress. Missing left and being slow seemed to be what I could get away with. If I threw it too hard, it would still rev but wouldn't quite finish, leaving to some of those flat 10s. And if I got it too wide, it didn't quite make it back up the hill. Now, all in all, that's pretty typical stuff for a smooth, symmetrical Purl ball. It's very readable, and I don't think I've had a single shot yet that I let go of and was surprised with the result. You're going to know what you're in for by the time this ball hits 30 feet, but because it doesn't jerk when it hits friction, it does save a lot of energy, so I did have quite a few messengers, and the 6 chopped out the 10 on several shots that I was worried about possibly leaving a 10 on. The comparison balls I used were the Hyroad Purl and the Code Black. I feel like they both share some reaction traits with the Marvel Purl, which releases on July 14th. For more on the Marvel Purl, including my personal opinions and how I feel about the ball myself, please see my separate opinion video. But thank you for joining me, and thank you for choosing Storm.